Hello, hello, friends. This is Grace here. It is Wednesday night, July 19th. Welcome, welcome to the Comfy Nest with Grace. I live here in North Dakota, and it is craft night here at the Comfy Nest with Grace. We are making the July craft kit. This is the fourth one of this series, and every month I offer a new craft kit first to the club members. They get first dibs on it with their discount code, and then I offer it out to the public. There are actually a few more of these kits left, so if you like what we make tonight, I think you should go grab one. That's just me. I'm just saying, I think you should go grab one. I was having a little trouble earlier with my Wi-Fi connection, so I'm going to really hope that, let's see if we can get this going, make sure things are working just right. I'm going to check Facebook. I'm not seeing comments yet, so I definitely want to see that you guys can see and hear what I'm doing. Let's see. If you're having trouble with Facebook, if it's ever like glitchy on you, I always try to go out of it completely and go back in a different browser. So if you're in Safari, try Google or vice versa. And sometimes that's enough to get my stuff reset so that everything's working. I have the two cameras going. I will get the one. Oh, now I can see. So I can see you guys on Facebook, but it's not showing in StreamYard yet. Hey, Anne. Hi, Sandra. I see you guys. Hi, Donna. Thanks for being here. Thanks for saying hello. Welcome, welcome. Hey, Janet. And Darlene is here. Yes. So if you're crafting the kit tonight, let me know in the comments. I want to know. This is the photo that I'm going to use. It's a photo framed fall themed kit. Look at those two cuties. That is my son and his girlfriend. They went to the pumpkin patch in the fall. And so it's a sweet, sweet photo of the two of them. I'm going to use that for my fall frame. Because it's as soon as I realized this was a fall project, I knew that I needed to use one of their pumpkin patch photos because they're so precious. So, who is creating alongside me tonight? I'm so excited about it. Who out there is creating? I know, isn't that sweet, Anne? They're so cute. They're so sweet, right? Actually, I can just cut this. We got to cut this down to size. I did print it here at home on glossy. You can see the big glare on glossy paper. I really need to buy some matte photo paper. I'm trying to get through this glossy bunch, but I really do prefer matte. So anyway, this was printed there. We're going to frame this in a few different papers. We have a few different papers here that we can frame with. I don't need 3 of those, or I don't need an extra one. So we're going to use these as photo mats. Aren't they cute? What a cute little, and then this is the box that the photo is going in is actually a shadow box, and it has a little clothesline on it, but we're going to take that off. You can use that for something else. So we're going to paint the frame. We're going to cover the back. We're going to take out the laundry line, and then we're going to mat this photo. And then because it is a shadow box, you got some little log slices. They're so darling that are just going to sit in the bottom of the photo of the kids. You know, for me, it's the kids at the pumpkin patch. So that's the goal. That's what we're working on. Hey, Maureen. Hey, Ruth. Thanks for being here. Anne is watching tonight. I'm so glad you're here. Welcome, welcome. You guys are the bomb.com. I appreciate you guys being here. I really, really do. Yes, please say hello in the comments. Would love to hear from you. I'm going to put that little reminder up there. I always love to know who's here. Hey, Carrie. I see you, my friend. Hey, Kimberly. Look at all you guys just floating right in here. All right, let me get my paper cutter. I have it right behind me, actually. I was a little chilly. I didn't have a plan for supper, or kind of like the norm here. I end up working till 5:30 or 6, and then all the people I live with want to eat immediately at 6. Last night I did cook both halibut and pork, and I didn't even eat it. One night I had something to do. Oh, I had a meeting at 6, so I didn't even get to eat with them, but I prepared the food for them. And then tonight, I just said to my husband, if you don't care, can we just go out? Because it's just busy. It's just busy. Let's just be truthful. Well, I cut a little more than I expected to, but it's all good. They're so cute. Let's get this just cut down so it's done. So I printed mine out as a 4x6. and accidentally trimmed more than I needed to, but it'll be okay. I'm not too worried about it. That's the nice thing about making your own, because you can make your photo frames exactly the size they need to be. Okay, so there's my picture ready to go. I'm going to put that aside and let's start painting. I'm going to put this aside now and we'll start painting. I just wanted to get that cut up so that it was smaller on my table. It wasn't taking up so much room. I'm going to use my little wheel to paint. Just so I don't get anything on my table. I took my table cover off. Have you noticed? Let me make this bigger. See. Sorry about that. Little interruption there. So I took my table cover off my table, so it makes my table really bright white. So I think I need to put a table cover back on it. All right, we're going to pop this out. That will be covered with some really pretty paper. And actually, we can pop this out too. Let's see. We cannot see from the front. You cannot see. You can see the inside of this frame. So that's the only thing that we have to paint. Can't see the sides. You can't see like this front lip. So I'm going to take the glass out. My glass is dusty. It's just the way it is coming from the store. So if you want to dust yours, give it a good dusting. We're going to pull this out of here. And I'm just going to see if I can pull it with a plier first before I just cut it off. So you have two options, either cut it or pull it with a plier. Let's see if my plier will do it. Hey, Maureen. I know, isn't it sweet, Mary? Thank you for saying so. I love whoever said that. I told my people it's a fend for yourself night. Eat cereal or ice cream. I don't even care. Who are you? I love you. I got to look on Facebook. I can see who it is on Facebook. Jeanette's creating with me. I see you, Jeanette. Hey, hey. Who said that they don't even care what their peeps are eating? That is totally me. I mean, come on now. Ice cream's a good supper. Ice cream's a good supper. Oh, I'm sorry. I don't know who you are. I'm taking you guys, I got to take my hoodie off. I was cold, now I'm hot. Once I start moving around in this room and the lights are on for lights, camera, action, whew, it gets warm in here. So I chose, very much like our sample, I chose like a really soft, let's see, I have two picked. I have this slate green and this cool neutral, it's like a khaki color. And both of them match. What I would do when you pick your paint color, because you don't get the paint in the kit, you're going to provide your own paint, is just find a color. A brown would look really nice. Find a color that you're most comfortable. I think I'm going to use the slate gray, or slate green, excuse me, actually, that will match with these papers. Okay, I need to get my needle nose pliers. I want to see if we can pull this off without cutting it. Otherwise, get a scissor that you can get super close. Let's see how hard this is to pull out. I don't want to damage the frame. It's very fragile, of course. It's, like a birch wood. Oh, it came right out, guys. That was easy breezy. And then I can sand that. So it's not as though all I did was clamp it and then pull to the right. It came right out. Okay, so this came in the kit. I'm going to save all these little things, these little clips for another project. That worked out really well. Yeah, I'm excited. Okay, now you have this little bump right here. I think I'll just get my little sanding pad if possible. I might need a sanding file because this thing's kind of big. I'm going to lay it down to give it some strength here. And that bump is just going to stay where it is. I'm all right with that. I'm just trying to smooth it out for when we paint. There we go. Not much sanding there. Okay, so on this piece, we're only going to paint the inside of the frame. And this one, we need to paint the outside. We can do this, right? I got my little dish here for my paint. Hey, Carmen. Hey, Lori. Look at all you girls that are here. Oh, that was Janice Williams. Thanks for letting me know. Oh, I don't know what the deal is, though, with with StreamYard. I don't know why for some people it saves the information and some people it doesn't. And I wonder if it's not part of like the way your security features are set up or the way you have your, you know how you can set up your computer or your phone so that when you, I'm going to switch this around there. So that when you go off your phone or your computer, it clears out the memory completely. I don't have mine set up that way. I have mine set up so that it remembers everything. So that when the next time I go to do some shopping online, it remembers my email. It remembers, you know, my address. It's autofill from Google. So if you have it set up where it's erasing everything every time you log on and off, that might be why StreamYard's not remembering you. It might be why, my friends. It just might be. So soft green on the outside. Super easy. In fact, girls, I'm thinking I need to pick you up a little. There, wait. Give you a little overview here. You were kind of too close. Too close for comfort. Any color that you want. It does not have to be a soft color. You could go bold with a dark brown or black. It's totally up to you. I really liked the sample photo from the kit, and so that's what I'm going to use is this a version of a soft green. So what is everybody doing tonight? I'm getting ready for vacation, Deborah. Thanks for that question. She said, "Are you ready for vacation?" I'm trying, and I'm actually. Carmen said she had to get permission again too. My goodness. Hey Grace, how are you? My namesake friend. I am kind of ready. But I did post in the Norwegian, we're going on a Norwegian cruise and they have all these Facebook groups. So I went in one of them today and I was like, I'm getting nervous because when we booked it, we have like a group, what do you call it? A group guy, I don't know, a representative who is supposed to help our group book everything. And I'll be totally honest with you, he's a complete dud. He's a total flop. He's horrible. He is not very responsive at all. I would never book a cruise again without having a travel agent, but it's neither here nor there. I mean, we're done and we're 4 days away from boarding. But anyway, he talked me through. They have free flights if, the second person flies free. So I was like, that actually is a really good deal that we could use because flights are always super expensive from where I live. So sure, we'll do that. And he's like, it was only like under $500 per ticket, but the second person flies free. I'm like, well, that's a no-brainer. Sure, we'll do that. We'll book through you guys. And he's like, yep, it includes the shuttle. We'll get you there. And I said, now the only thing is, and I did talk to him about this, who lives in a rural state or in a rural town where there's no major airport? I grew up literally like a mile, a mile and a half from Logan Airport, Logan International in Boston. That's where I grew up. So I always had a major airport like within 10 minutes of my house. It's not the case anymore. And the only airport that they worked with in my state, well, the closest one is 2 hours away from me in North Dakota. So we are flying out of this other town that's 2 hours away. And I said to him, you're really going to have to get us there the day before, and we're going to need a hotel stay because it's really difficult to fly from where we live anywhere. Because it usually takes about 9 hours to get anywhere in the United States on the mainland. And he's like, no, don't worry about it. We'll get you covered. It'll be all fine. So we're booked to leave at 5 a.m, the flight, but we get in close enough to depargation, I think is what they call it, when the boat departs. We're getting in close enough to that I'm starting to get nervous. Like, oh man, if there's any problems with the flight, we're going to be in trouble with making it to the port. So I'm really regretting, just because I'm so nervous now, I'm really regretting the decision to go with these flights, only because I'm so nervous about it. All right, I'm doing this little lip, you guys. That little skinny lip right here, not the whole thing, not this, because that's going to all be covered, but just this I don't know if you can see it. There's like a little tiny lip, and I'll paint it so you can see. Give it a little more paint. Just that. That's the only thing I'm painting. It's just that little skinny thing so that when you're looking at it, it's all cohesive. Okay, so don't forget to paint that. Okay, I think I have them all. Oh, no, I missed one. So although I started packing today, which shocks the heck out of me because I'm usually a wicked last minute packer, but I did start putting stuff together today. And like all our documents and all that are ready, but I'm nervous about the flight. I'm nervous that it's going to be delayed for some reason. Ugh. So anyway, it is what it is. I can't change it, like I said now. Okay, on this piece, it's the insert here that holds the glass in place. We only need to paint this interior part. Okay, just so it matches. And actually, you could do a contrasting color. It doesn't have to be the same exact color. You could do like a brown or a off-white or something. I'm just going to keep it all one color. Make it really simple on myself. Let me see what everybody's saying. Oh, has anybody ever had like a tight connection here with a cruise? Jackie says, I get you. The closest airport's out of Grand Forks. Jackie, and you know what else, Jackie? You're going to laugh. Okay, anybody from North Dakota or rural Midwest, you're going to laugh at me. Laugh at my expense. I give you permission now. Never, ever, like, except if there's a hockey game at the University of North Dakota or a Bison game at NDSU. Okay, football, hockey. That's when the hotels are full, but that's in Grand Forks and Fargo. Never, ever would I consider hotels being full in Minot, North Dakota, but we cannot get a hotel room on Saturday. Can't get one. And I was like, oh my word. My plan was to drive Saturday afternoon, like around supper time, drive to Minot so that we were there and we didn't have to drive early in the morning to the airport. But all of the hotels are booked. Does anybody know why? What's going on in Minot? That is the reason that I'm not kidding you when I say there is not a single hotel room in Minot this weekend. Hey, Denise. Denise might know what's going on in Minot next week, Denise. That is causing me no hotel room. Okay, go ahead and laugh about it. Debbie knows, but she's not going to tell. Go ahead and tell everybody, what is it? I knew it. My son's been saying to me the whole time, I can't believe I'm missing this to go on this cruise. I'm like, come on, kid. Come on, we're going to have so much fun. But he's kind of disappointed that he's missing this big event. And it's the reason why I can't get a hotel room. I can't believe I didn't think of it. So we have to get up at 1 a.m. to drive to the airport to make it there for the 5 a.m. flight. I am going to be plumb exhausted when we get there. I'm going to need to take a nap. The State Fair, Lori. Yep. Denise, you're right. The North Dakota State Fair in Minot. Yep. The three of you. Yes. The three of us are flying out of Minot. Yep. It's the State Fair, Jenna. See, you guys knew. You knew. There are no hotel rooms. So I said to the boys, we're going to have to leave at 1, which means I'm going to need to get up at midnight to feel like I'm awake enough to make sure that everything is really done and we have our passports and all the stuff. And Lennon said, well, why go to bed? He said, just stay up. I'm like, kid, this 50-year-old needs some sleep. I need a little bit of sleep. Oh, Denise just got home from Wyoming. Ooh, fun. Jackie, do you know people in Minot? Good gravy. If you had a connection in Minot that knew, like, even if we could get on a waiting list, I'm assuming there'll be some cancellations, you know. It's a huge deal and all of the hotels are full. So I'm sure there'll be 1 or 2 people out there who have to cancel for some reason. And oh my gosh, I can't believe it. Oh, Jackie, if you knew anybody, that would be brilliant. But every time I check like hotel rooms in Minot, there's not a single one available. And it doesn't make any sense to just like stay in Rugby. That's still an hour away. This wouldn't even it might as well just get up at 1 a.m. or leave at 1 a.m. Okay, I've got it all painted. Everything's all painted. I'm going to set this whole thing aside to dry, and then we'll start cutting our papers. But I first need to get this paint off my hands so that I don't muck up my papers, because the papers are too pretty to be mucked up. All right, let me see if I can find a baby wipe, and we'll clean this off. Yeah, Joy, I checked. The closest place that would have a hotel that I know of is an hour away from there. It's only the halfway point. So I just figure, well, if we're going to drive, we just drive the whole thing. It's only an hour more at that point. I know, Mary, she's so funny. She says, don't forget your purse, right? I cannot forget my purse. We fly out on Sunday morning at 5 a.m., Jackie. Yeah, Saturday is the night I wanted to get the hotel room, but no go on the hotel room in Minot. Crazy. I just didn't think of it. I had no idea that it loaded up the hotels that much, but it makes perfect sense. Janice says, it's been forever since I've seen you paint. Well, we're doing the craft kit once a month for sure. So that's, it's been really fun to have this one project a month that is definitely crafting. This thing is so dusty. Mine is anyway. You see that big ring light? See that? It's huge. This is really dusty. So I should have thought of that before and cleaned it. I'm going to give it a good wiping, but when we're done here, I'll put glass cleaner on this and really get it clean, because it's fairly marked up with some dust marks. And what is this right here? Did I get paint on it? Looks like I did. Okay. All right, that can just get set aside. I don't really need that right now. But what we need to do is we're going to frame the photo. Oh, let me get that comment off there so you guys can see everything. We're going to frame the photo, and you can do it in whatever order you want, but I am going to use this panel as my back panel. So all I need to do is cut it out to fit over this, okay? And the little bit on the edges is not going to get seen because it's going to be behind that other panel, that other wood. So it can be slightly smaller then. Okay, so, and actually you can use, these decorative papers are double-sided, so you can see that's a wood grain. If you like the wood grain better, then use the wood grain. I really like the plaid. So I'm going to cut this to size. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to use a pencil to give me my cut spots. And this is a little charcoal pencil, so it shows up brighter than like a lead pencil. Okay, so I know I need to cut it there and there. And this is slightly shorter than the width you need, but it's not a big deal because it's all going to be covered by the wood interior panel. Okay, don't throw that out. That'll be good for something at some point. So I need to cut it there and then here. I have my little markings on there. I'm going to cut it just shorter than my marking because, like I said, it's not going to show anyway. So this is what's going to get glued onto this piece. And actually, you could take these stickers off, but I'm just going to cover them up and use this as my backing, and then that will be on the outside so that you don't see this part of it. So we're just going to glue this down here. And it is going to be the mat for your photo, so it's going to be behind the frame and everything. I don't think you need like an uber glue. I think we'd be able to just get away with a tape runner. So that's what I'm going to use. Oh, excuse me. Whew. I had a little sneasel. Mary, that's a great idea. She said pack everything in the car before you go to bed, like the night before. That way you don't have to remember in the morning. That is a great idea because I will be groggy for sure. Ain't no doubt about that, girlfriends. I'm going to be groggy, and I really am a slow. Is anybody else like me? I am super slow going in the morning. Like, my husband, like, he gets up and he's like, doing, doing, doing. Like, how are you? Well, I'm good. Ready for the day? And I'm like, not yet. Like, We are so opposite each other. I'm like, oh my Lord, please stop talking so loud for about an hour until I have my nice coffee. And I'm just so slow in the morning. Both of my boys, my boys are 18 and 16. And they were like, don't worry, Mom, we can drive. I'm like, I'm sure you can. Although, like, normally I wouldn't consider having my child drive overnight. But then again, it is rural North Dakota. So the most dangerous thing is probably if a deer jumps out in front of the car, which nobody can control that, right? Like if it happens, it happens. I do tell them like I should always be perusing the ditches for animals because they can just jump right out at you. Okay, I centered it. Remember, if this is a little bit short here, don't worry because that wooden piece, this wooden piece is going to sit on top of this. So you have about 1/3 of an inch of wiggle room there where it's going to be covered. Look at how pretty that is, right? But I'm just going to use this flat tool. You can just use an old credit card or something, anything flat and dull. I'm just going to flatten that out. Now, look at these precious kids. They're so precious. They're going to go in the middle, but I have 2 more mats. We're going to do a triple photo mat. We have the one in the back, and then we have 2 more pieces of paper in your kit. Thank you you guys are so sweet. Look at all those blushies. Thank you, you guys. God bless you. Yeah, Mary, I need my coffee, man, and I need about, I'd say a half hour. Like, just move slowly. Don't turn the lights on. Like, I don't ramp up fast. That's for darn sure. I'm a slow going girl in the morning. You don't like driving at all? I don't mind driving, but if I'm tired, that's what worries me is, you don't want to be tired in driving. I know. Anne, aren't these papers just so pretty together to make such a fun, pretty mat for this project? Yes, we have a lot of deer too. Yes, Trisha, that's a good idea. Trisha has a really good perspective on it. She said this would be really good practice for them driving overnight. You're right about that. You're absolutely right. Okay, so you can do these mats in whatever order you want when you get the kit. And the other thing is, some of these pages, this one is the same on both sides. It's a really thick cardstock. But this one is double-sided with a camping theme on the back and just the polka dots on the front. And this one was double-sided with the wood grain on the back and the plaid on the front. Now, I'm going to do this frame last, this mat last. Next, what I'm going to do is I'm going to frame them. And I want to make this one slightly bigger, not like super big. I'm going to make this one slightly bigger than the photo. And then this one will be even bigger than that. Okay, so now let me get my pencil. And whenever I make pencil marks on the paper I'm cutting, I make it on the back of the paper. That way I don't, if a pencil mark doesn't make it into the project, if you know what I mean. Mary says that her husband always makes a pack list ahead of time in Excel and prints it up, then checks things off as he packs and puts the list in his bag so he can make sure that he has everything when packing to come home. Mary, I admire the people like your husband. I admire your husband. I'm not that girl. Just not that. Especially when it's a, I was going to say field trip, not a field trip. Especially it's a vacation. To me, a vacation should be super relaxed. Like I've always told the kids, but I haven't been able to tell them this time. So normally, if we're going somewhere, like say we used to take a trip to Florida every winter, we haven't been able to do that because of Landon's sports schedule now. But we used to do that for a number of years. We did that. And if I would tell the kids, I would say to them, did you pack everything? And they would say, yes, I think I packed everything. And I would say, well, don't get too worried about it. It's okay. If you forgot your swim trunks, there's always a store we can go to in Florida and grab you swim trunks. So don't stress out too much of it. That's always been my mentality. Like, don't stress out about your vacation. Make sure you bring the things you absolutely need, like your medications, your eyeglasses. Now for them, it's their contacts, the things that you really, really don't want to live without, right? But the other stuff, if you forgot some socks, we'll go get you socks. If you forgot, like we've always had it, looked at it that way, but we can't do that on a cruise. I told Gannon today, I'm like, you have got to pack a pair of shorts and a t-shirt for every day, and swimming trunks and pants, because on a cruise, they don't let men in the dinners without pants and closed toe shoes. They can't wear sandals. So I was like, Gannon, we can't just run out and go get you a pair of pants if you forgot them. Hi, Kim. How are you? What, Missy? Missy. Look at everybody. Look at this. She makes color-coded itineraries. Missy, can you, my mind doesn't work that way. And I will admit to you, I even said to my husband tonight, I've done so much research on the things that we could do at all these places that the boat stops at. The ship, like, it has all these ports that it's going to stop at. And I've looked at all the itineraries. I've looked at all the excursions that you could take. I've done a lot of looking, but I haven't booked a single thing. I just don't. I'm kind of a wing it girl. Like, we'll just figure it out when we get there. I will admit that this cruise stuff, that the excursions, the really good excursions, fill up fast. So we'll be left with whatever's left. But in my opinion, when you've never been to these places and you've never done that stuff, anything's going to be fun, right? That's the way I kind of look at it. But tell me what the color coding means. How? No, Missy, it's fabulous. I admire it. I just can't do it. So tell me what the color coding is all about. Oh, Vicki, I'm glad you're starting to feel better, friend. I'm glad to hear that. Yeah, isn't that organized? Debbie says, Mary, that is organized for your husband. I know we don't have an RV, Jana. Hey, Carol. I know, Jeannie, I'm excited. She said a cruise sounds wonderful. We are very excited. Gannon said to me today, the kids have never been. I can't find my markings. I'm talking too much. Oh, there they are. Okay, you found them, Grace. The kids, Gannon said today he's excited. Landon, he's a little more reserved. I cannot believe how thick this cardstock is. It's super thick. Super thick. Why do I keep losing that mark? Oh, there it is. Jeez Louise, Grace. I made such a teeny tiny little pencil mark that I can't find it. Okay. All we want to do is really get this photo just framed, just like a little bit on each edge. I'm not measuring, but I would say it's about 1/4 of an inch. But I don't measure because it's like the reason why I don't make a list. It's too stressful. I just wing it. I'm a wing it girl. Well, maybe because I'm a crafty chick. Get it? Wing it. Dun. Chicks have wings. I guess I'm a wing it girl. I'll never forget. I was running a race with my girlfriend Stacy out of town. This was 10 years ago when I was running. We were running a race, a big race, and it was out of town, and we get there overnight because you have to check in the night before for the race and all this stuff. And she had started packing like a week before. She's like, I have my list, like Mary's husband. She's like, I have my list, and I'm going to use, you guys, I'm just going to use a soft cloth on the photo instead of using this because I don't want to scratch the photo at all. So I'm just going to gently push that photo onto the frame. It's just a paper frame, but it's going to really help it pop. And now we'll use this to figure out how big we want this frame. So we're going to double frame it. And then this is going to sit on top of the plaid. So I do want this frame to be a little bigger. So I'm going to go, I eyeball things, you guys. I'm an eyeballer. All right. It's easier for me to eyeball on this side. All those little graphics were a little much for my little head. Okay, I could measure this to be really on, but I'm thinking this is about 1/2 inch. Where's my ruler? Anne always makes a list and she checks it off as she packs, and she loads the car with almost everything and puts the rest by the door so I won't forget. You guys are way more organized than I am. All right, let's do 1/2 inch. Well, 1/2 inch or 3/4. Let's see. Maybe what I'll do is 5/8. if I did 5/8 on this side, if I wanted to be super precise, which I normally don't, then this is in my way. You in my way, sir. I would need my pencil mark at about that point, right by that dot. And then if I went 5/8 this way, then I would have like equal distance. But you guys, like I said, I don't usually measure. I'm measuring for you guys so you can just see what I'm doing. 5/8 right there. Did I do 5/8 up here? Hold on, girls. I think I mismeasured. Yep, I did. I'm off by like 1/8 of an inch. There we go. Okay. Now I'm going to cut this, and I want it 5/8 of an inch. It doesn't matter. Just I want it slightly bigger than the other frame. I really want to be able to see these little polka dots because they're really cute. So we can always cut more off. So when in doubt, cut it a little bigger. And then if you decide, nope, that's too big, you can cut it down a little further. Now I have this big polka dot frame, which is really darling. And they are going to go right in the middle there. And that is so cute. And then hopefully, let's just test it out and see. We're still going to be able to see our plaid. And you know, I might cut a sliver off, another 1/8 of an inch off both, so we see a little more of that plaid. I want this frame to be really big, but let's do 1/8. Oh, see, we can just sliver off some more. If you're feeling like, that might be a little too big. Okay, so I started to tell you about my friend Stacy. She had her list, and she kept saying to me throughout the week, "Are you packed yet?" And I'd be like, "Stacy, we're not leaving for 6 days." And then 2 days would go by, and she's like, "Have you started packing?" I'm like, "Stacy, I will pack on Thursday. If we're leaving on Friday, I will pack on Thursday, maybe even Friday morning, because we weren't leaving until like supper time." She's like, "Grace, you're making me really nervous. You're going to forget something." I'm like, "Don't worry about it. It's going to be fine. You just go on with your bad self and your list. I'm going to be fine." This went on for the week. And then she picked me up and I got in her car and she said, "Do you have everything?" I'm like, "Yeah, we're good." And she's like, "Do you have your sneakers?" That's like the most important thing because we're running a race. "Do you have your sneakers?" And I was like, "Oh shit." She's like, "I told you needed a list. I told you." She pulled out her list. She's like, "Look at my list and make sure you have all this stuff." I was like, "Oh, I'm so sorry, Stacy. I didn't mean to stress her out, but we were just so different in our approach to it." Isn't that pretty, you guys? Isn't that such a pretty little background? Oh, I love it. Okay. We're going to tape. So I'm going to put the tape on the back of this and then put it on there. It's just easier that way. I'm going to go edge to edge. Tape runner is just fine for this because it's paper on paper and it's all sitting inside a frame. So it's not like a greeting card that's getting opened and closed or a scrapbook where the pages are going to be flipped around. It's just going to be sitting in a frame, nice and neat and tightly packaged within the wood. So I don't really see these mounts that we're making. I don't see them moving around a whole lot on us. Okay, I'm going to stand up so I can try to be as even as possible. Oh, Jennifer, she was like, "Grace, seriously, I told you you needed a list." I'm like, "Stacy, calm down. You're here, and I know you're not going to steer me wrong." I'm like, "You got it, girl. You got me. I'm covered because you're here with me." She's like, "Oh my word, your shoes. You need to go get your sneakers." I'm like, "It's the only thing I forgot. I promise you." She's like, she kept saying, "Look at my list. Will you please just look at my list?" I was like, "Okay, give it to me." Because we were going to be like we were in Fargo, which is like 2 hours, 45 minutes from home. It's not like we could just run back and get my sneakers. And that's the kind of thing you don't on a race day like that, on a big race day, you do not get new shoes because you will have such blisters, such horrible, you just don't do it. Okay, look at how precious they are. Seriously. All right, it's just one more. This is just layer upon layer upon layer. This is Landon and his sweet girly. I think I have it. I think I have it centered. Oh my gosh. My husband's talking really loud in the other room. Can you hear him? Now I'm not touching the photo. I don't want to scrape my photo. I'm just using that to touch the other parts. And then I'll use this to press on the photo to make sure it's stuck. All right, so there's our photo framed. If you can find a really nice, like her jacket is just perfect for this. It's just perfect. It is just the way it worked out. Whenever I see like Shutterfly, like greeting cards that you can purchase where you can put your own family photo in to make a Christmas card or something, I would do that. And then I'd be like, why don't they look quite as nice? It's because everybody doesn't have the same color shirt on as the photo frame, which, I mean, you would have to really be organized. That's not me. But that really worked out well with her jacket, her little flannel coat. And I can't believe it with that frame. It looks really good. Okay, so I got to see what everybody's saying about. Hey, Tamara, don't ever apologize, girl. I'm so glad you're here. It's not an oopsie. It's totally fine. Anne, isn't this a cute project? It's so simple, so fun to make. Deb Turner, I'm glad you made it. I'm glad you made it. Don't forget your purse. I know. I thought about that today. I don't know about you. My wallet is full of receipts and it's full of like credit cards, store credit cards, like just reward cards to different places. So I'm not taking that whole darn wallet, right? So I'll take a couple of major credit cards, our cash, IDs. That's it. All the other stuff will just stay home. So I was thinking about that today. Like I really got to get my stuff down to a smaller wallet. And that's what I thought. I can't forget my purse. That would be terrible on this trip. Oh my goodness. Hello, Miss Newbie. Somebody says, I'm new from Georgia. Well, welcome, welcome. We are chit-chatting about my upcoming trip with my family, which I'm so excited about. So we're just talking cruising because we're going on, my sons and I are going on a cruise. My hubby stays at home and he works. And I have one family reunion with my side of the family every year. I get to see them the one time. So I'm really excited. And actually, my two brothers who are going on this trip, I have not seen in 2 years. So I'm super excited. So welcome. Join in the conversation. Oh, I'm glad, Jennifer. Thanks for telling me that you can't hear him. He's like, yeah, they're yelling about football stuff. Him and my son just came home from football practice. Okay. In your kit, you would have gotten these little mounting tabs, like these little double-sided mounting squares that kind of pop your photo up off of the mount, off of like the frame mounts. So if you want to use those, you absolutely can. I just used my tape runner because it is way faster and I don't need this to be 3D. I left it the way it is. So you do you. You've got them in the kit if you purchase the kit. I missed Missy's comment. What was it? Oh my gosh. If I told the kids, remind me to take my purse, and then I forgot it, they would feel so bad. They would feel so bad. Where's Missy's comment? I see that she says, love this. I'm going back and I don't see another comment from her. Might have a touch of OCD. Maybe a touch. Okay, here we go. My itineraries are more suggestive, not things that we have to stick to. So things that are red, we have to do. Green items are places to snack or fuel up. Blue things are sightseeing opportunities. And I also organize them in the order we should come across them. You see? God bless you, girl. God made us all different for a reason, and you clearly have the organized brain. I should go on a trip with you. You and I would be met. Well, for me, it would work out real well. It's like me traveling with my friend Stacy. I won't miss a beat. I mean, she knew everything about where we were supposed to pick up our packets and what hotel and where we should go to dinner. I just wing it. I like get there and go, I don't know. Where do you want to do? Where do you want to go to dinner? She had a very decisive plan in mind, which I admire a lot. I just don't have it in me. You travel a lot. Yeah. So then you're probably like, your mind is just ready for that, being prepared for that. Thanks, Lori. I think we will have a really good time. I think we will. have your boy. Oh, yeah, I saw that comment. All right, so let's go get our frame. And then there's one other thing that we can do to make this thing super cute. Now, when I'm making this live with you guys, I don't take the time to top coat. I actually would be tempted to wax this. I really love furniture wax. The feel of it on wood, it just gives it such a smooth and silky feel. Um, the other option would be to take these two pieces and just lay them out on a piece of fabric or a big piece of cardboard or in a cardboard box and spray them with a top coat just to protect the wood and the paint from getting mucked up over the years as it's sitting on the shelf, particularly if dirty little fingers, greasy fingers, which might be the case in my teenage boys coming home from work and having grease on their hands from work, or paint. Lennon's been painting a lot for his dad this season. So if they have anything icky on their fingers, then when they pick it up and it leaves a mark, if it's top coated, you're going to be able to wipe it off easily. So keep that in mind. I'm not going to do that right now because I don't see the point in making you sit through all of that. But let's see about putting this together. So this is the very back. Your photo is the very back, but we got to put the glass. So we're going to take our frame and put it upside down. So there's the front. These little clips are the back. The first thing to go down is going to be our glass. And mine is not completely clean. It's a little better than it was, but I really would take a glass cleaner to it and get it super shiny, like no markings on it. I think I'm stuck in a corner here. Eek, get in there, you. All right. I'm going to try a different way. Sometimes the cut is just, it's only going to go one way. There we go. And now I can see I got fingerprints on it very gently because I don't want to push through the glass. It's now elevated up off the table. Okay. Wipe your glass. If there are any little dust mites or cat hair or any markings on it from your fingers, go ahead and give it a wipe down. Then we're going to put in our little subframe. So this is a layering piece. We're going to drop that in there. Then we're going to put our little log pieces. They're so cute and so perfect for this fall frame project. So you got a bunch of those in your kit. We're going to drop those in like a little shaker box. I don't think it matters on this one what is up and what is down. The back of it doesn't have a hanger and neither does the frame. I plan on propping this up in my living room, but you certainly could add a hanger to it if you want to. The other thing that you could do that you might have seen on the sample is you could add some jute rope to any part of this. Like if you, oh, I missed a little log. If you wanted to add some jute rope around the photo before you glue it down, you saw that on the sample. And I do think that that's really sweet and cute. I just didn't do that, but you totally could put some jute rope in there. So we're going to put this down. You're going to make sure all these little things are completely open so that this fits in there. And then we have one more thing that we're going to do. I'm going to show you that you can do as a decorative element to it. Just add one more piece of pizzazz. Okay. Oh my goodness, you guys. How cute is that? I love, we got one little log that's just, why are you stuck up there, sir? It's so funny. It's stuck way up there. What are you doing, little tyke? I think it's like wedged in between the piece of paper, maybe. Isn't that funny? Come on. It won't fall down, you little stinker. I got to open it back up. It's like a pinball game. There, I heard it fall. I think it was just wedged between the paper and the... There we go. Now it's down. But we got some big ones and some little ones. It makes it super cute. Then the last thing, and I'm going to try not to put that where you have a big glare. The last thing that you can do to this to make it really cute is to put like a little, like a flag. The sample has a flag on the outside. So any one of the papers that you want, but this is the one that you see the sample where we make a little flag and we're going to put it up there. So let's try that. I'm going to make the flag about... this is about how I measure. About this big. Let's see. Let's make it two. How big is this? This opening is 5 3/4. So let's make it 2 inches. Let's just make it 2 inches. I'm going to cut first a 2-inch strip. Move over, folks. we're going to cut a 2-inch strip, and my board does have markings up here, but it only goes up to 1 1/2. So I got to go this way for my 2-inch strip. The reason I didn't use this side is it had a little pencil mark right there, so I'm going to avoid that. And then let's make it 2 inches by, let's cut it 2 1/2 and see what we think about that, and then we can cut it further if we need to. We're going to make this a little flag, and yeah, that's a little bit too big for where Maddie's positioned. Her head is, we don't want to decapitate her, so let's make it 2 and see if we can do it this way. Just because my photo, actually, you know what I could do is put it over here on that side, so it's not covering either one of them. So you're just going to want to cut it so that it's not like covering up any of your photo, as you could see it was doing for my photo. And then, so mine I think is 2 by 2. I would have liked 2 1/2 by 2, but that didn't work. So 2 by 2. So I'm going to flip it over. And on this side, I'm going to make a mark at 1 inch so I know exactly where the center of this is. Okay. And then I'm going to draw a line. It would be really nice if I had a grid. I want to know where my 1 inch mark is, like the middle point of this, because we're going to make this with 2 little points, and we want the points to be equally distant from each other. So on the back side, I'm just going to draw a line right down the middle so I know where the center point is. And then just pick a place, like however big you want this flag to be. You can see that center line right here. I'll make it actually more bold. Let me get something that shows it more. Here's my center mark, right down the middle. Then pick a place, like say we go up, I don't do measurements, but I'll give you one. Say we go up a 1/2 inch. Inch where you see I have that little, I'll actually give a crosshair there. See where that little cross is? That's the 1/2 inch mark. So now we can take our cutter, and what we're going to do is we're going to cut from that 1/2 inch mark down to the other corner point to give it like a little flag looking shape. So it's going to have 2 points at the end. Okay, so I'll show you here in a second. Okay, so first you're going to find your middle. Okay, and then I went about a 1/2 inch up. You can make this as steep as you want. It doesn't have to be, mine's pretty narrow, but you're going to make a mark here, and then make a line from this point to that mark on both sides, and then we're going to cut. And I'm going to get a small pair of scissors that can give me a nice, like, straight cut here. And I'm going to cut from that point to that point on both sides, and it's going to give me a cute little flag. You see what I mean by it? Like a little banner flag. And actually that would be cute to have a little piece of jute rope around it, but then you're going to glue it down here. Let me grab some jute because we can do a cute little detail here. I'm going to grab some thin jute because thick, it's such a small little embellishment that a thick jute would just be overpowering. So I'm going to take a little piece of this and wrap it just like they did in the sample. I might wrap it twice just to give it a little, maybe 3 times. It's going to give it just a little more organic feel and all that. So I have a little tail here that I can wrap around and tape or glue. And then I need a little bit there that I can wrap around and tape or glue. So let's tape that down. I'll just use tape. I gotta find some. I moved everything around recently. And I don't use tape that often actually. So I put it way down in my shelves so I wouldn't have to reach for it so much. But I'm just put this little piece of tape, and I'll probably add a bit of glue stick to it to really make sure it sticks. And then on the back, I'm going to glue down, because nobody's going to see this, right? So we're just going to glue all these ends of the jute down. like that, just to create this cute little jute detail. I want to budget up a little now. Come on, tape. Oh my gosh, that's cute. Now in the sample, right down here, it had a little word that was stamped and it said grateful. I don't think, I'm going to go take a peek. I don't think I have a stamp that is that little, that's a full word. You could take a little piece of paper that has a phrase on it, like from that freebie I gave you guys last weekend, my digital download, like awaken or grateful. There's grateful, dream, like one of these single words, and you could put it down right there. I wish I have be happy, but it might be too big. I was gonna say, I wish I had the word happy, but I have be happy. Can I fit it? That would be so cute. Oh my gosh, yes, it fits. All right, this is it. I'm gonna take be happy. If you have a stamp, you could use a stamp. I actually, you know me and my paper crafting, I really like the texture and the layers that paper give because it just makes things feel more organic and dimensional. Of course, I'm going to muck that up a little bit with a little bit of brown because I think it's a good idea. Just why not? Let's just a little bit. Not too much, just a little bit. Oh, I love that it says be happy. Oh, Debbie says you could cut the bee off. I think I like it just the way it is. I think they're so happy in this photo, especially, let me show you Maddie's face in this photo. She's such a darling. She's such a little darling. Oh, almost dropped that. All right, so we're going to glue that on there. Can I sliver off? Just, how is that fitting on there? It's okay. It like just fits. You're going to put the year. That's a great idea. Donna's going to put the year on her banner. Thanks for saying that, Donna. If anybody else has got this kit and you're making it, and you're going to make this sweet little banner on the top as an added, I love the dimension of this because this little paper embellishment is on the outside of the frame, outside of the glass, and everything else is on the inside. You guys, that couldn't be any cuter. Look at her face. I mean, if I can get it out of the glare. She's so happy. She's so content. Okay, for this, for me, I don't want to put actual glue on my, let me see if I can find, I'm going to do a glue dot. I don't want to put actual glue on the glass because if I ever change my mind, I want to like take it apart and do something else with it. I want to have the freedom to do that. So I'm going to put a couple of glue dots. These are supposed to be temporary. They're really sticky though. So I'm going to put them on the paper embellishment here. And then when I ever decide to take it off, when I pull it off, it'll probably tear off of the paper and stay on the glass, but then I can heat it up with my heating tool and get it right off. And then if there's any smudge, I'll just use a glass cleaner to get it off there. So I'm going to stick that kind of right up in there. Don't push down too hard. It is a glass and it's not like super uber safety glass, right? So don't push down too hard, you guys. I'll show it this way now. Could that be any cuter? I mean, what a cute little shelf sitter. With all those little movable logs in the bottom. Oh, I have under 10 of these left. So if you're interested in grabbing this kit, you can still grab it. I'll mail it out to you. If you order it by Friday, I can mail it out to you before I leave on Saturday, or I leave on Sunday. Or some Saturday night if we luck out and get a hotel. But I would mail it out to you Saturday morning if it's ordered by Friday. If it's ordered after that, it will wait until I get home from the cruise. But I'm going to give you the link because this is just too cute for words, and I have a feeling some of you are going to want it. Some of you already have it, but some more of you may want it. Or if you already have one, maybe you want a second one to give to somebody as a gift for Christmas, or, you know, I'm thinking homecoming's coming up, and I'm sure these two are going to go to the homecoming dance together. How cute would it be to give this to them this year for homecoming? Give it to her to put at her house. I love the way it came out too, Jeanette. These papers are just perfect with the little log. And if you can find a really soft tan or brown, or I used a slate green color for the wood, it just turned out really soft and pretty, didn't it? I'm so glad you love it. I'm so glad. He's going to swipe it for his room. I'm going to suggest that we give it to her. I think it's such a sweet little gift. And she's one of the most thoughtful people I've ever met. Like she's in general, she's just such a sweet, thoughtful person. Really. Thanks, Donna. I'm glad you love it too. I love it too. Donna's going to put the year. Thanks, Grace. Your boys find out those move and they're going to be shaking it. They will be. Oh, that's cute. That's a boy thing, isn't it? You know boys, apparently. You must have boys around you too. All right. So as a reminder, a couple of things. Both of the ATC subscription box that's a monthly box that I am collaborating with some fabulous ladies on. That is open still. It's open through Friday, I think. So I'll update you on that for sure by email if you're on the email list. But that is open, as well as the art workshop, which is incredible. I'm so excited about the art workshop too. It's like two really exciting things happening at the same time. It is just the way it happened. It wasn't something that I purposefully planned that way, that everything would happen at the same time. But the Explorations in Art workshop, it's a journey through multiple art forms. It's me and 7 other artists. We are all contributing one lesson in the workshop. So you're getting 8 art lessons in one workshop. Right now it's pre-sale. It's $47, but that price will go up. So grab it at $47. If you need the links to either one, I will get them to you. Plus, they are all over the page. In the last few days, I've been sharing them so that you guys don't miss out. So you could just scroll the page and find those as well. It would be really cute for pumpkin pictures. You're so right. You're so right. They were at the pumpkin patch when they had that photo taken. So you're absolutely right. That's just perfect for that. The color combo, right, Anne? Is just such a good little color combo. It's really challenging with the glass to not get a huge glare on you. But that little tiny flag on the outside, the Be Happy flag, really adds a lot to it, I think. All right, girls, it's 9 o'clock. Go have a beautiful, blessed night. Make something pretty that brings your heart joy and share it with us either in the free craft community, in the ATC craft community, if you're in there now. We would love to see it if you're in the craft club, the craft therapy club. We would love to see what you're making. And I hope you just have a lot of fun with it. Don't stress out too much about things. Just enjoy the process. Enjoy your projects when they're done. Oh, good. Denise says, I can't wait to make mine. Yay. All right, you guys, have a beautiful, blessed night. I'll see you later. Bye.